$7.6 billion in crypto long positions were liquidated in 1 hour last night as Bitcoin plunged to 52,000. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Svenson, and today I'm bringing you this cryptocurrency update, this Bitcoin update. I don't have my usual setup right now. I'm not on camera. I'm just doing a screen cap update. I'm making some changes, some renovations. So I don't have my normal setup right now. Either way, we're going to do an update here. So crazy price action last night. A lot of people, including myself, were a little bit shocked when they looked at the price of Bitcoin plummeting yesterday. We did see a fairly decent rebound since then. We're trading just below 56,000 right now. And a lot of people are wondering, well, a few things. Is this the end of the bull run? And why did the price of Bitcoin just drop? We're going to be answering those questions in this video. The first thing that I saw today that had any, kind of answered why did this dump happen, was from Willy Woo, who is a well-known Bitcoin analyst, and he gave a summary saying that the initial sell-off was due to anticipation of miners going offline in China, and also that the selling pressure was sufficient enough to trigger liquidations for short-term speculators. And this is very interesting, right? This is likely I'm pretty sure this is the reason for the dump. Bitcoin hash rate drops over 45% during the China grid blackouts. So there was a couple areas of China, Zhejiang and Sichuan, these two places, where there was a substantial amount of Bitcoin mining taking place in these areas. And they were doing grid shutdowns, right? So like blackouts were taking place in these areas, and that did cause, miners to go offline. And from April 15th, we saw a rapid decline in the hash rate. And if you go to the price of Bitcoin, since the April 15th, yeah, we have seen a rapid decline in price as well. And Willy Woo was showing us that, well, there is actually a pretty strong degree of correlation between the hash rate and the price of Bitcoin. The drop in Bitcoin's price is due to the massive drop in hash rate. Actually, let me just pull this up. Check out this line on the right side. Let's just pull this back to 2017. Look at how massive that is right there. One of the biggest drops ever, right? So yes, I mean, that it's very likely that is the reason. And a lot of people are now wondering, is this going to trigger more bearish speculation? Is it the end of the bull market? What is going to happen to the price of Bitcoin? We're going to answer that as well. Personally, I don't think this is the end of the bull run. And one of the reasons why is if you take a look at the Bitcoin balance on exchanges, there actually is no increase for balance on exchanges, which means that the whales are still confident in Bitcoin. Bitcoin balance on exchanges has actually just hit a new low. If we take a look here, today we hit a new low in balance on exchanges, which means that big players in the crypto market, the biggest holders, are not sending their Bitcoin to exchanges to sell, at least not yet. We're actually still on the decline. And that means that the big players in this market don't see anything wrong with Bitcoin fundamentally. They're likely bullish on Bitcoin for the next many months at least, if balance on exchanges is continuing to decline. And that's something Willy Woo was saying, is that longer term, the fundamentals are still very strong. And I would have to agree. This is all just short-term speculation. From a long-term perspective, usually at the top of a market cycle, you do get a huge increase in volume leading up to the top, right? For most of these runs. And we're still on a decline. I'm still expecting an increase in volume overall before we actually reach a market cycle top. So this is all just short-term noise in reality. This is like China FUD in 2017. If you guys remember, there's something else I said on Twitter. Bitcoin sees the largest one-day drop in mining hash rate since November 2017, just days after the rumors about Bitcoin miners in China getting power blackouts. Sounds like the BS China FUD we got in 2017. And that's kind of my mindset right now. This is just some more middle of the bull market FUD to shake out some hands, even though this was a real event. This is just going to cause some fear, shake people out of the market. And I think that we do have a lot more upside to go overall. And I think that the Coinbase IPO, or the Coinbase NASDAQ listing, is going to initiate a major increase in interest for crypto, regardless of the performance of the Coinbase stock on the first few days of trading. That's irrelevant. Long term, I think this is very bullish for crypto. And we're basically at this point here in the market cycle right now, that we do have likely another major mania phase. Long term, I still think we have a lot of upside. Also, if we go to the weekly chart, we have the 10-week EMA, this pink purple line. The 10-week EMA is a key moving average indicator that I'm looking at. As long as we hold it, we bounced off of it today. As long as we close our weekly candles above the 10-week EMA, I think the bullish scenario can still play out. If we start closing weeklies below the 10-week EMA, then we may spend a couple weeks moving down towards the 21-week EMA, the low 44K range, right? Maybe 45K, sub 45K, something like that is possible. It is possible. But for now, I'm going to be remaining bullish as it stands right now, right? Because this is all just short-term FUD based on Bitcoin's hash rate seeing a record drop, right? So overall, I mean, I'm not too worried about this, and I still don't think there are macro top signals. I think that even if there is short-term bearish speculation, right? Even if there is short-term bearish speculation, we go lower, it's likely going to get bought up. There's a lot of interest in crypto right now, and a lot of money is still looking to enter this market. So no, I don't think we're at the end of the bull run. And also, while we're here, the pi cycle top, in my opinion, is not the reason for this dump. A lot of people are saying right now, "Oh my God, it's the pi cycle top. That's why we're dumping." No, it's probably that's not why we're dumping. It's the hash rate. It's the hash rate. The hash rate is clearly the hash rate is fundamentally tied to Bitcoin. Obviously, it's fundamentally tied to Bitcoin. And we had the largest swing in hash rate, and one of the largest swings in hash rate in Bitcoin history the past few days. So that's the reason. The pi cycle top is not fundamentally tied to Bitcoin. It has nothing to do with its fundamentals. It's just a calculation that someone made. Philip Swift made this in 2019 and was able to, sort of just set this up and basically hope that this next cross would be the next top. And I personally think it will be proven wrong. Things like the MV, RV, Z-score are far more accurate. That's something else you can be looking at because it is tied to Bitcoin's on-chain data. So, fundamentally tied to Bitcoin. This is something you could be looking at. In my opinion, the pi cycle top is not relevant and it's not reliable. It's not reliable. In looking at Ethereum, we can see that there is a lot of interest here. We are getting bought up pretty fast. I think that we could recover from this fairly quickly. We could, even though it's possible that this dip may cause a, increase in bearish speculators. I also see it equally as possible that we consolidate sideways and recover from here if Bitcoin did see a major dip at any point. I think a lot of people that are on the sidelines right now would buy this up. I would not be too worried about a dip like this, right? For now, I'm just going to remain bullish generally long term. There are no macro top signals, so long term I am remaining bullish right now. I do think we have a lot more room to move up in this market. So if you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to this channel if you're new, and I will see you all in the next video.